What's good, Mad Peel? Welcome back. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the notifications. If you in Facebook, hit that link down below. Hit that link and go to YouTube so you can join a YouTube audience and speak inside of the chat. Before we get into this live, as we always do, hit that link. Excuse me. Before we get into this live, I want to make sure I'm connected to my social media platforms. Make sure that I get my social media platforms because we like to get right into this. Right into this. I know y'all are hearing about Diddy, but I got another take on Diddy. Everybody, it's all over the internet. Oops. It's all over the internet, and there ain't no surprise. We hearing new details, but let me tell y'all something. I got the details that's only going to come from Mad Pill. Hold up. Let's get into sharing to my social media platforms. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. When I get done, we're gonna jump. We just gonna jump right into it. We ain't gonna waste no time tonight. We ain't wasting no time tonight. We jumping right into it. All right, now for my last live, I was gonna continue when I did it on Diddy and R. Kelly. I mentioned that P. Diddy's case, him being indicted. Now, P. Diddy haven't been indicted yet, but that's coming. That's coming probably within the next few weeks. Trust me, y'all. Pete Diddy's indictment is coming in within the next few weeks. There's no escaping that. So when Pete Diddy gets indicted, it's gonna set up the pathway for R. Kelly being free. And here's why. This ain't no outlandish stuff. I'm like, what that have to do with R. Kelly? This has a lot to do with R. Kelly. Why? Because R. Kelly appeals case. R. Kelly's appeals case is coming up. And will the money that the state want to spend, all these millions of dollars, because these cases cost millions of dollars. They cost millions of dollars. And when R. Kelly's appeals court is coming up, and this is why his attorneys is speaking on this. Why do R. Kelly's attorney is speaking on P. Diddy's case? Why is that? And the state do not want to spend both the money on both a new trial for R. Kelly. That's an escape right there, because it's all about the taxpayers' money that they don't want to spend, and the taxpayers has a lot to say about where their money is going. They don't want that type of scrutiny. Oh, is it to put a child? No, it's to get the bigger fish. The feds want the bigger fish, and you taking down a billionaire, P. Diddy. The focus is going to be solely on P. Diddy taking down. And let me tell y'all something. The 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 resources that, and the same people that was involved with taking R. Kelly's down is taking P. Diddy down. Do they have the focus? Do they have the focus to focus on both cases at the same time? And this is how it makes sense that R. Kelly's appeals case is coming at the right time. And that's what's going to set R. Kelly free. When R. Kelly get a new case, appeals case, right? You're gonna have to do a whole nother retrial. See, you have to do a whole nother retrial, and that costs millions and millions of dollars. And you won't, and the people who are trying to try P. Diddy, it's not going to be as focus on both cases. So this is R. Kelly escape. This is a blessing in disguise for R. Kelly. This is a blessing in disguise for R. Kelly, that P. Diddy is house got raided and is going to be indicted. Y'all, it's coming. P. Diddy is going to get indicted. He is going to be arrested in the weeks to come. And R. Kelly's trial is expected. His retrial is underway. Now, then this is up to if he gets a new retrial, which I'm betting 90% or more that he does get a retrial because of the evidence. R. Kelly, the BOP officers, with the BOP officer and the jurors being tainted with the surviving R. Kelly, and all this new allegations during the case would tainted the jury and persuaded the case, which is highly likely for R. Kelly to get a new trial. New trial. So what does that got to do with R. Kelly? Y'all may be asking. This is how, when you get a new trial, you have to retry the case over again. You have to try the case over again. And P. Diddy, the same people that's focused on P. Diddy, taking down P. Diddy. So if they get a new trial, is it even worth it? Or is they gonna time serve R. Kelly, which more than likely they are going to do? They are going to time serve R. Kelly because they don't have the time. They want to take down Diddy. What's more important, P. Diddy or R. Kelly? You got to weigh either one. You got to weigh them. Which one? You let R. Kelly have his time. You put R. Kelly in jail. You convicted him. Just like Bill Cosby. How many of y'all followed that Bill Cosby case? It looked dang familiar to this case. It looks really familiar to the R. Kelly case. How could you get a bigger fish? Because uh P. Diddy, you either gonna have to either keep R. Kelly in jail or put P. Diddy in jail. Which one would you rather do? Set R. Kelly free or put P. Diddy in jail? This is what they have to weigh in. Is R. Kelly important enough to, because they got R. Kelly's masters. They didn't took him to court because the government know what they doing. They know, the feds know what they doing. So they done seized and sued him, took him to silver court. They done did all that already real fast. They did that fast because they knew that they was investigating P. Diddy. And y'all thought that Jennifer Bonjean, one of R. Kelly's lawyers, the one who got Bill Cosby off, and a slew of black ninjas, seeing that this was the right time to make the appeal because she knew that the feds was vulnerable at this point. Vulnerable. The feds is vulnerable. So you got to get them at their weakest point, because likely him having a retrial was high, but him winning the retrial was based on them, the courts. So when he get a new trial, it's up to the court, the judges, whether they want to go forth or do they want to dismiss on a defense end. And this is the break that R. Kelly gets. And he knew Jennifer Bonjean is smart. She came in at a time with Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby would do all these years, but she got Bill Cosby off. She would have took on R. Kelly case. She would have not done that if she knew she wasn't going to win. If she didn't know the feds was investigating P. Diddy. Y'all think that the feds just now investigating P. Diddy. No, the feds have been investigating P. Diddy for years. It ain't about Cassie. It ain't about these new people coming forth who have gotten violated from P. Diddy. It ain't them. The feds have been investigating P. Diddy probably for over 20 years, plus years. What's a smart attorney to do to capitalize on that? What is a smart attorney to do to capitalize on that, knowing that? Jennifer Bonjean knew that. Jennifer Bonjean knew that they was investigating P. Diddy. She knew that. That's the reason why she took on R. Kelly trial, and that's how she knows that she was probably going to win this appeals case. Notice that she took on the case like right before last year he got convicted. She didn't take on the case based on he was going to win that case, because she already knew he was going to lose that case. She took on the case based on the appeals case. She knew they was investigating Diddy. And then when that time to strike, which is now, the time is now, when to strike and push for an appeals case. She pushing for an appeals case every single day. Jennifer Bonjean was in the court. Y'all just think that this stuff just pops right up out the blue. No. It's her in the courts pushing because she got information on P. Diddy and other celebrities who are she's looking at the loophole. Right? She can win on a technicality and a landslide if she capitalized on this loophole. And unfortunately, it had to come to an expense for Diddy to get put up on charges for R. Kelly to take advantage of this loophole because the state do not want to spend. The feds do not want to spend. Now, what I want to say about the state. I'm talking about the state. The feds do not want to spend millions and millions of dollars. So she know that. They ain't gonna spend 10 million, 20 plus million dollars on how much it costs. We're gonna get into the math of that. To try Diddy, they know it's going to take more than that. Diddy is lawyered up. Diddy is a billionaire. So Diddy will spend multiple millions of dollars. And guess what? The feds have to match that. And they have to use the people's tax money to match that. Think about that, y'all. They have to use your tax money to try Diddy and R. Kelly at the same time. So one of them have to be sacrificed. One of them have to be sacrificed. And let me tell y'all, would they rather take down Diddy or keep R. Kelly in jail? That's a Would they rather take down Diddy or keep R. Kelly in jail? Which one? So this is what they just confused with. And the answer is yes, they'd rather take down Diddy. And guess what the feds can get off with? Not trying to, they can use this as an excuse. Okay, why didn't y'all fight back and spend the money to keep R. Kelly down in prison? Guess what their answer is gonna be? The taxpayer's dollar. That's their answer. Their answer is the taxpayers' dollars. And that's how they gonna get off on not trying R. Kelly again. That's what the tactic that they use in every single retrial. What you have to think about the taxpayers' dollars, and they reverted and blamed it back on the people. And they're gonna say, we are not going to use and take advantage of the taxpayers' dollars. We got more important stuff. We have to sacrifice. So the feds is going to use that to get out of. You know, in the press conferences, they're going to use that to get out of the reasoning they had to not try R. Kelly again. I'm telling y'all, this is what I'm saying is all going to come true. My predictions always come true. Go back to my past videos. I may not be popping on YouTube right now, but I'm telling y'all, I'm telling y'all, everything that I have said about this case between these two people, R. Kelly and Diddy, has came to truth. I said that R. Kelly's retrial will be around this time between March and April. You don't believe me? Go back to my videos. I've been saying that. and it came true. And I said that R. Kelly is going to be free within the next 5 years. I've said that. And guess what? It's looking good for R. Kelly on the expense of P. Diddy. It's all looking good for R. Kelly on the expense of P. Diddy. P. Diddy got to go down. And I know that R. Kelly just went did a video with who called in a Whack 100 show recently. And they discussed uh P. Diddy. R. Kelly talked about P. Diddy, and he said, and he supported P. Diddy because for false accusations. He did. He was more on P. Diddy's side of things. And P. Diddy's, no, not P. Diddy, but R. Kelly's lawyers spoke on, which we're going to play the video in a second. Let me get done with my monologue. They spoke on it. R. Kelly is feeling comfortable in calling into Whack 100 and like dissecting his own case and saying this to the public. And, you know, this stuff is going to be used against him and is going to be permissible in court. He's not concerned about that being in court. R. Kelly is not trying to go to another trial. When he get the retrial, that's all he pushing for, a retrial. When he know he get that retrial, he's going to be free. This is shifting. R. Kelly know how to shift attention away from him because the attention now is all on P. Diddy. P. Diddy will set R. Kelly free. I guarantee y'all. P. Diddy is going to set R. Kelly free. His trial, all of this stuff in the way, I'm going to repeat it one more time before I play this video to prove to y'all even more that P. Diddy's trial, the feds do not have it's not that they don't have the money. The resources that they gonna receive scrutiny from the public, especially from the Black community. The feds is worried about what the Black community is gonna say about this because it's up and down, right? You gonna take both of the Black trendsetters, R. Kelly and P. Diddy. Oh yeah, R. Kelly done his little time and all this other. Let's appease them. They're gonna do what appease the public to let you know it totally ain't on trying to take Black men down. They care about, you know, the social media as an influence that they got to give you either one or the other. But well, again, these both of these men have been convicted. That's all they wanted is a conviction. They don't care how many years did R. Kelly or P. Diddy do behind this. All they want is a conviction. That's all they want is to be right. They want that conviction. And getting back into the case, Jennifer Bonjean capitalized. She capitalized because she knew that the feds was on P. Diddy's behind. She knew it. She know how they operate. Jennifer Bonjean knew. And she wouldn't even took this case. She took this case practically for free. She knew she was gonna win this case because I don't care if you win off technicalities, you win. You win by 1 point or a tenth of a point, you won. She knew that the feds was watching P. Diddy. She know the inside. Come on now, attorneys know all that. Who's being investigated and all this other. P. Diddy. Let me tell y'all again. P. Diddy has been investigated for the past 20 years. Him and his organization. Look, y'all. The feds watch for years before they break into your house, before they kick down your door. The feds don't kick down your door for nothing. They have been watching for years. This is a surprise to us, but this ain't new to them. The feds has been watching P. Diddy for years. The feds watch you when you first get in, when you even build an empire. The feds watch like Young Thug and them. They watched them from the beginning. An empire. They want to take down the empire. The feds been watching Death Row and Suge Knight. Anything big. The feds been watching Motown. The feds watch BET. The feds watch any organization because they want to get them on anything, regardless if it was tax fraud or what. So if you are a self-made person who have made it up out of like P. Diddy, trust me, the feds is already watching you. Already. That's why 2 Chainz made that song. I be fresh as hell while the feds watching. It ain't that you doing nothing illegal. They watching you. They know everything that you are doing. They are in your phone calls. They watching your every single move. P. Diddy have been watched for over 20 plus years, since Biggie Smalls. They watch every black organization. All the record companies. Every single record company is being watched right now. How y'all think they got YSL? Why y'all think that they got YSL? That ain't no coincidence. They've been finding. They was trying to find something. Either tax fraud or anything. They don't care about nothing gangster, none of that gangster stuff. If they can find gangster in that organization, you can't get them on tax. A person paying their taxes, right? You're making millions. How they be getting celebrities for tax invasion? They watch everybody who makes millions. I don't care who you is. And this is the key. P. Diddy is, unfortunately, P. Diddy is the key to getting R. Kelly out. P. Diddy is the key to getting R. Kelly out of jail. Now, this is a video I'm gonna play with R. Kelly's prosecutors react to the sex trafficker. This is the prosecutor reacting to P. Diddy's. This is how it's connecting.
Right now, and the federal investigation into any connections to an alleged sex trafficking operation is creating comparisons to other infamous figures like Jeffrey Epstein and R. Kelly. Nadia Shihata was the prosecutor who helped put R. Kelly behind bars for decades. She joins us to talk about the investigation into Combs, what could come next, and the comparisons to that infamous R. Kelly case. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Sean Combs, known by many as Diddy, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, and I think there's probably more names, could soon face arrest. This comes after raids were conducted on Diddy's homes in LA and Miami by Homeland Security. It's been reported that this is pursuant to an ongoing investigation from the Southern District of New York. Now, it's been reported that this is concerning human trafficking. Human trafficking, generally speaking, is when you exploiting somebody for labor or services or commercial sex. More specifically, if we're talking about sex trafficking, it's the recruiting, the transporting, the soliciting someone for the purposes of commercial sex acts. And it's usually through the use of force or fraud or coercion. The person is a minor under 18 years old. Now, we have been following all of the updates very closely here on Sidebar when it comes to the Diddy case. And so far, the details about the search and the investigation are pretty bare bones. As of now, it's reported that the agents removed items like electronics and firearms. Sources say the focus of the investigation is, again, we still believe it could be connected to human trafficking. It could be connected to narcotics or firearms. I will tell you, though, Combs' attorney, Aaron Dyer, released a statement after these raids saying in part, quote, there was a gross overuse of military level force as search warrants were executed at Mr. Combs' residences. This unprecedented ambush.
Let me reiterate this. Unprecedented ambush on military force. So why did they have to feel the need to go into P. Diddy's house with military force? Like they went in there with dang on army tanks in P. Diddy house.
Paired with an advanced coordinated media presence leads to a premature rush to judgment of Mr. Combs and is nothing more than a witch hunt based on meritless accusations made in civil lawsuits. Now, I should be clear, Combs has never been arrested or criminally charged.
This is why they went in there. Let me explain this to y'all real fast. This is why they went in there with military force. They expected to find people tied up and bound up in cages. They expected to bring, like they said, they found an underwater tunnel. They was searching everywhere. They took out the dang on sledgehammer and went underground on Diddy, trying to find any sign of somebody who was bound by ropes.
In connection with any sort of trafficking or abuse. But of course, this comes on the heels of major lawsuits that were filed against the music mogul, with the bombshell filing from Combs' ex-girlfriend and Bad Boy Entertainment recording artist Cassie Ventura. That was the one that possibly blew up everything wide open, because Ventura alleged that Combs physically and sexually abused her, including forcing her into sexual slavery and sex trafficking. Some of the more alarming allegations in the federal lawsuit included Combs allegedly raping Ventura in her home after she tried to leave him, savagely beating her, resulting in bruises and burst lips, forcing her to have sex with prostitutes on video while he watched and pleasured himself, forced her to carry a gun for him, tried to chase down music producer Suge Knight with a gun, and she also alleges that he blew up rapper Kid Cudi's car because he found out that Cuddy was interested in Ventura. Now, Combs
P. Diddy was blowing up cars. I mean, dang.
settled that lawsuit one day after it was filed.
I mean, I heard he hung Wale over the ledge. P. Diddy was they look, they trying to paint out P. Diddy, the feds. This is what they doing before I played it. The feds is trying to paint P. Diddy to be like a monster. They want him to look like and to be a monster before they announce that they are going to indict him.
But then we saw more
Same thing they did with R. Kelly.
lawsuits coming out. In fact, there was another lawsuit that was filed by producer Little Rodney Jones, and it was not long after Cassie's, and it accuses Combs of sexual abuse and harassment, violations of the human trafficking statute, gun and drug possession, being involved in shootings, having parties with sex workers and underage girls, and it goes on and on and on. I'll also highlight that it even says Cuba Gooding Jr. sexually.
Now, ladies, the most important thing in a relationship is communication.
Assaulted him on Diddy's yacht. Now, actually, the man that Jones called out in this lawsuit for being Combs's drug mule, the man that allegedly supplied drugs and weapons to Combs, he was actually arrested the same day the raids happened. His name's Brendan Paul, was arrested by Miami-Dade police at the airport on Monday. And police body cam video shows him being loaded into a patrol car. Now, since the news of these raids, comparisons.
See, why do they have to come into see, this is the thing. They came into PD. This is an army. The army came to P. Diddy house. Like these dudes got tactical, they got cameras on their helmets, bulletproof helmets. They in war gear. Why do that type of tactic come to your home if they knew that you were not a threat? You have to be a threat. Because they know P. Diddy ain't a threat. They just came to P. Diddy house to make it look like a threat. This is the disguise with the government tactic that they use to even make the people who they are trying to take down look even worse to the public. This is how they fool the public into making the person who they are trying to take down look even more violent and even more worse. They want to make P. Diddy look violent. That's why they come in war uniform tactic. They already know P. Diddy ain't shooting at nobody. They know that for a fact. And look, they got the lid up on the dang on war police unit. They got that same old truck in Afghanistan. They came to P. Diddy house like they was in Afghanistan. No, because they want to make P. Diddy look like he violent. And as the so-called victims explain how violent he is. No, they already know because they got surveillance on his house. You already know that P. Diddy ain't gonna come out shooting. You can just send one cop to P. Diddy house and raid him, and he ain't gonna do nothing. Everybody's gonna cooperate. He's nonviolent. P. Diddy has never been known to be a violent person. He ain't even got no dang on record. Never been to jail before. So you already know that he's nonviolent. And you come to his house with a dang, and this is for the public show out. They showing out in front of the public. They trying to prove their case and to try to make it soft on them and send war. They make they look like Afghanistan troops. Look, they got the tactical helmets. This ain't regular the regular popo. They already know that they ain't have to go in P. Diddy house with that on. They frauds. They doing this for the public, to fool the public into making P. Diddy look like he's a violent criminal. That's what they want to do. When you attach to some criminal activity, they want to make you look violent.
Have been made between Combs and Robert Kelly, more often known as R. Kelly. Both highly successful music artists, rose to fame in the 1990s. They even did a song together called Satisfy You. And accusations of misconduct and illicit activity with underage girls, they dogged R. Kelly for years, with one of the earliest civil lawsuits being filed in 1996, when a woman stated that when she was 15 years old, R. Kelly, who was 24, not only had sex with her, but also encouraged her to bring her young friends to see him. And of course, Kelly's relationship with R&B sensation Aaliyah has long been scrutinized. Kelly married Aaliyah when she was 15. He was 27, after allegedly having sexual contact with her for years leading up to the marriage, was ultimately annulled. And we know that in the end, Kelly was convicted. He was convicted of child pornography, racketeering, and yes, sex trafficking charges in 2 states, multiple cases, sentenced to 31 years in prison. Well, with that in mind, I am joined by Nadia Shihata. She is one of the New York prosecutors on the R. Kelly case, one of the people who helped put...
This is the New York prosecutor who put R. Kelly under the ground, so she think. Right? And we gonna justify a few of the issues between P. Diddy and R. Kelly and how P. Diddy is gonna set this man free.
Him away. She is now a criminal defense attorney. Nadia, so good to have you on here. Sidebar. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
What is your reaction to the Diddy case, the Diddy raids?
Well, I think it's a significant development in the case. Obviously, he's presumed innocent. No charges have been filed against him. But when you take a step like
I said, the prosecutor in the R. Kelly case, same prosecutor in P. Diddy,
executing search warrants so publicly at 2 different locations, it means you have amassed significant evidence. You've got probable cause to believe a crime has been committed, which is the same standard for arrest. So it's significant. Now, obviously, as a federal prosecutor, you want to make sure you have proof beyond a reasonable doubt when you charge a case. So they're continuing to investigate, but it's certainly a significant step.
I am starting to believe
she's a federal prosecutor. So she represent the feds. So is she going to be able to do both cases, especially in an appeals case, to make how she no, she's not.
At first I was saying maybe it's surprising that they didn't have arrests in conjunction with the raid or an indictment in conjunction with the raid. And then I started thinking, well, they obviously had probable cause. Perhaps they were speaking.
This game, you're not ready for.
With people, but they needed more evidence on those properties. Perhaps before there was an allegation, maybe before it was destroyed, they want to preserve it. They want to get that evidence. They might be issuing subpoenas to people. I think that now I'm wondering if we may not see potential criminal charges for a while, because it also might have to be submitted to a grand jury too, right? So we shouldn't expect perhaps charges against Diddy maybe for a little bit.
Absolutely. Look, if they're following kind of the playbook we used in R. Kelly and pursuing similar charges as we did in that case, these types of cases, take a little bit of time to investigate and to make sure you're corroborating all the victim testimony you're getting. You want phone records, you want travel records. There's all sorts of corroboration that you're sending out subpoenas for, that you're speaking to people about, and then also conducting searches to help with that.
What did you think of the fact, the criticism from Diddy's lawyer that this was an excessive military style use of force? What's your take on that?
Yeah, military use of force off of somebody who is nonviolent that you already know.
Look, it did appear that there were some kind of military vehicles used. As prosecutors, you're not kind of calling the shots on how agents operationally conduct a search. My guess is, giving them the benefit of the doubt, that there were allegations that there were firearms in the property. It's a very large property, and Diddy likely.
Yeah, right. I mean, come on now. They have firearms on a property, but you got to bring the whole the army with tanks. Come on now, yo, they know what they doing.
Had security with firearms, so they have to secure the location and they have to ensure the safety of everyone conducting the search. So, sometimes they err on the side of using as much firepower as possible in those circumstances.
Yeah, especially given the allegations and the lawsuits, which makes me wonder, do you think the lawsuits are what precipitated this? Do you think the people who are accusing Diddy of wrongdoing are the ones who might be cooperating witnesses and what set this ball rolling?
I think it's very possible that the public filing of that first lawsuit came to the attention of federal agents and prosecutors and may have sparked this. And then obviously the follow-on lawsuits, once that first lawsuit was public, have only added to the allegations. And as a prosecutor, you might start with the people who have made allegations publicly in a lawsuit, but I don't think they're going to stop there by any means. That's just the beginning. And then you're investigating, you're talking to more people. Other victims may be coming forward who have not been public at all now that they're seeing that this is a serious investigation. So it's a starting point.
So obviously, this is very serious subject matter that we're dealing with right now, but I do want to take a detour for a quick second. Look, you guys should know how much we love producing these videos for you, telling these stories. And the truth is, we're really able to do this because of the support that we sheathunderwear.com/ what they're being told. And that could be useful for prosecutors in trying to establish a case and establishing what they're being told is real. But what do you think they're looking for specifically if they are moving forward in a sex trafficking investigation?
They're looking for anything that is corroborating information that has been given to them by live witnesses and victims. So, I mean, it's been reported they were looking for electronic devices. Sure, they're going to be looking for videos potentially of sexual activity engaged in with complaining victims, but they're also going to be looking for communications, particularly if they are pursuing potential RICO charges. I think they're going to be looking particularly for communications between Diddy and his inner circle, his inner network of people.
See, look, they already have everything they want. They already got that information. See, what they want to fool y'all with is what they looking for, or this is just new. No, they already have the evidence of the people who they want to get. They got the evidence. They got the phone call. The P. Diddy's phone has been tapped a long time ago, from 20 years. The feds have been listening to his phone calls. They've been watching everything he texts, his phone information, everything through the towers they have access to for years. So they already got all the information, y'all. They got everything.
That may have helped or facilitated or enabled him to commit potential criminal activity.
Now, the reason I was so excited to talk to you about this is because you were part of a very infamous prosecution of a very infamous individual. Do you see similarities between the Combs case? Let me rephrase. Combs hasn't been charged, but do you see similarities if we're talking about potential sex trafficking charges? You know what the allegations are right now against Mr. Combs. Do you see similarities between him and R. Kelly?
Look, every case is different, obviously, but there do appear to be some similarities based on the public allegations that have been made. For example, the allegations about forcing individuals to have sex with others for the pleasure.
That's public allegations. It ain't no evidence. It was just what he say, she say. That was basically saying.
Of Diddy in this circumstance. There were similar allegations with R. Kelly, and that he recorded that activity. So it's a pretty striking similarity in that sense.
But also the level of influence and power, right? I mean, a big part of it when I'm reading the lawsuits is just, you surround yourself with this team, you have tremendous wealth, access, this lifestyle. It was eerily reminiscent of what we were hearing from Kelly, right?
Never underestimate the power of kindness. But of course, not that of a
Excuse me.
Absolutely. I mean, when you reach a certain level of fame and you've got a group of people around you that are literally there to help you with whatever whim you have, legal or illegal, and are getting paid to do so, and are, more than happy to turn a blind eye to whatever else may be going on. That's a very big similarity. Again, these are just allegations at this point against Mr. Combs, but yes.
And yeah, he hasn't been criminally charged. So when his lawyer says there's been no criminal liability, no civil liability, he's exactly right. Those lawsuits are still pending. The lawsuit with Cassie Ventura was settled. At the time of this recording, Sean Combs has not been criminally charged in any way. Want to make that clear. But I always thought it was interesting when you think about how the Kelly criminal prosecution began, how it started. It wasn't, would you say it was from the documentary that was released that kind of got the ball rolling? Because again, you wonder, what is the thing that gets going? With Harvey Weinstein, it was that New York Times article. With R. Kelly, it was a really damaging documentary. Maybe that was what you could say started the ball rolling. Here with Combs, maybe it was these lawsuits. I find it so interesting, the similarities with what begins a criminal investigation.
Yeah, look, in R. Kelly, there's no doubt that the documentary and the public airing of allegations certainly came to the attention of law enforcement, and we began looking into it. But again, in all of these cases, that's just the starting point. To bring a federal criminal prosecution, you really have to amass credible evidence that you can prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt. But the public airing of such information against well-known people, that does get investigations started. There's no doubt about that.
What was it like prosecuting R. Kelly?
We tried to, as best we could, approach it as we would any other important case that we prosecuted. Obviously, there was a lot of media attention to it, and R. Kelly fans. I would say the biggest thing that could have potentially affected the case was a lot of our victims received a lot of harassment on social media and so forth. And that takes a toll on people and certainly makes them hesitant to want to move forward with a case.
When you were first prosecuting him,
She said it herself. That has everything to do with tainting the case. Jesus Christ.
did you see a lot of people coming to R. Kelly's defense? Because at this time, I don't know if I'm seeing that so much with Diddy. Actually, what we're seeing is a lot of videos coming out from years ago.
That's a point. He got a point. See, it ain't a lot of support for P. Diddy. There's not a lot of support for P. Diddy that it is with R. Kelly. It ain't. Dang. There is not. See, it was so much support for R. Kelly. So much support for R. Kelly. It's a lot of support for R. Kelly. Michael Jackson. I mean, come on, man. P. Diddy. Is it P. Diddy like a lame duck? Like, really? Is he like lame? Because let's be real. P. Diddy ain't make nothing. P. Diddy's music did not impact like R. Kelly or Michael Jackson or anybody who have been accused on this level. Let's put it to you like that. Nobody cares about P. Diddy. What he did, what he produced, how many people he put on. He wasn't the one who did it himself. Like R. Kelly, Michael Jackson. Ooh, that's damn. That's a great point. Nobody cares about P. Diddy. Nobody. Why is that? Why ain't a huge support on P. Diddy than it was R. Kelly? Great point.
That are looked at in a different context. You see high profile celebrities who are making these comments, these innuendos about him. I don't see a ton of defense for Diddy. When you were first going after Kelly, I mean, was there a ton of were you yourself receiving any backlash, any threats? Was there a lot of support for him?
Well done, Viv. You got the presents, the balloons, and the raptor cake.
Come on.
It wasn't support from kind of public, well-known figures, but he had a lot of kind of just regular fan support that would post on social media, YouTube channels, send emails, mostly to victims, not to the prosecutors. But we did receive, some of our own kind of threats and such.
That's so disappointing to hear. So if this is a case where Diddy is ultimately arrested, ultimately charged, federal prosecutors, what advice would you give them prosecuting a well-known figure like Diddy?
I would tell them to put their heads down and pursue it as they would any other case. Try to block out all the noise and just build your case step by step, put all the pieces of the puzzle together. And, if it's reportedly the Southern District of New York, those are very good prosecutors, and that's what I would expect them to do.
And how do you
public figures of New York
prove it? What do you have to show in a sex trafficking related case? What do you have to prove to make that conviction?
Yeah, so it depends exactly how they're pursuing this. If they do it through a RICO, which I suspect they're probably looking into.
You got to do it through a RICO. See, that's how she did it. That's how her team took down R. Kelly. She did it through a RICO. And this is what Jennifer Bonjean was right about. How could you convict one man through a RICO without nobody else being arrested? So that's it. They are doing it. Her advice She working with him too. Now, come on now, don't make she ain't got nothing to do with it. No, 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 no. Yeah, she working on this case too. And the RICO. This is how you get them through a RICO.
They're going to need to show an enterprise, so an inner circle, a group that helps him facilitate a pattern of criminal activity. And then that pattern can include things like forced labor or sex trafficking. The sex trafficking here could be, transporting people via his private plane or otherwise to commit commercial sex. And commercial sex doesn't necessarily have to mean, paying money, but also receiving anything of value. So he's making videos of this activity that could be a thing of value as well. So, and using force or fraud or coercion to do that. And so abusing victims, putting them in humiliating situations, that can all be part of that.
Or promising them money or something of value and then not delivering it. That would classify it as well.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So, and what would be the challenges that prosecutors would face? Legal challenges. How would someone in Diddy's position, or if someone was arrested, someone else in connection with this, how do they defend it? What kind of arguments would you expect from the defense that you would have to fight back on?
Yeah, if they pursue RICO charges, I imagine a defense would be that there was no criminal enterprise, that this, to the extent there was criminal activity, this was one person acting alone. And if it's not RICO, a lot of it would potentially fall outside of the statute of limitations. So,
right. She done told on herself. When you let people talk, they tell, and so if it's not RICO, it falls out the statute of limitations. Meaning, and that's what she's saying, that if they don't go for the RICO, which they going for the enterprises, because y'all already know that it's snitches in the crew. It's people that admitting that's willing to give Diddy up, the same way as R. Kelly. So if they don't go after the RICO, then what she was saying, she couldn't convict R. Kelly if it wasn't going for the RICO charge, which put another hole in a prosecution case, right? And Jennifer Bonjean for R. Kelly's lawyer, saying that how could you charge R. Kelly with a RICO? How could you charge one man with a RICO in an enterprise, right? How could you charge one man with a RICO? Which the prosecution knew that if they couldn't charge R. Kelly with a RICO, most of that stuff, everything would have fell out the statute of limitations because of all the years. All the years. See, they only had to get him with a RICO. They could only get him rid of RICO. And all this stuff, it makes sense now. It makes a whole lot of sense. Oh man, she done told on herself.
The advantage of RICO is it lets you go kind of decades potentially in the past, and also it expands venue. So you can charge criminal activity that occurred not just in the Southern District of New York, but throughout the country. If that's taken away, that would be a big hit to the scope of any criminal indictment.
Let's talk about RICO in 1 second, because I have something interesting to ask you about that with respect to R. Kelly. Before we get to that, there is the idea that the whole week began. Is Diddy here? Is he in another country? Would he have to be extradited? I don't believe he's in another country. If you ask me, I think he's here. But having said that, let's say hypothetically he was in another country. What would be some ways prosecutors could go to legally get him back here for a prosecution, or maybe, put some pressure on him, would it be putting pressure on his family members, associates, charging them? Would it be any seizing bank accounts, freezing bank accounts, any way to get a criminal defendant from one country back here, whether it's extradition or some other process?
Yeah, so the most common way would be extradition. You'd need an arrest warrant for that, and he'd need to be in a country that would extradite him, that has an extradition treaty. Otherwise, there are other mechanisms. Sometimes in investigations, what's known as a lure is used. So, there may be a false pretense to get him to come back to the country.
God dang. Jesus. Hey, when my commercials come on, y'all watch these commercials. I am monetized. Watch my
Or
commercials.
to get him into another country where there is an extradition treaty. Those types of things have been used. It's a little more difficult when the investigation is as public as it is now. But also, if he's actually charged, then they might also take steps to start seizing assets as well. They would probably have a basis to do that.
Interesting. All right. So I mentioned the RICO aspect of it because I wanted to end the conversation going back to R. Kelly. I wanted to ask you about R. Kelly's latest appeal. Just a couple of weeks ago, his attorneys went before the Second Circuit Court of Appeals in Manhattan, argued that using the RICO statute, usually we've seen it for organized crime like gangs, they say to prosecute Kelly through the RICO statute, that was unfair. The argument was that would mean that any kind of group, college fraternities, could be deemed a racketeering organization under that argument, under that view. What do you make of their argument?
Yeah, I actually went and watched the argument. I think the Second Circuit viewed it with skepticism, as do I. I mean, the law is really clear. You can have completely legitimate organizations that are a RICO enterprise. Labor unions have faced RICO charges. A corporation can even be an enterprise under RICO. So you don't have to be an illegitimate organization or group or association to form that part of the enterprise. The next question is that enterprise or organization used to commit a pattern of racketeering activity? So, and is that pattern connected to the enterprise? That's where you get to the kind of criminality aspect to it. And I think that was proven in the R. Kelly case.
Nadia, before I let you go, you just reminded me of something, and I wanted to ask you.
To racketeering in the RICO. So it was unclear with Jennifer Bongine. So this is her side of the story versus Jennifer Bongine. Jennifer Bongine claims, and rightfully so, it was unclear of who was involved in this criminal enterprise that R. Kelly had, and why wasn't these people arrested and brought forward? These people was given immunity before, actually these people was promised immunity. Certain people who was really unclear, who was close to R. Kelly and in his enterprise was promised immunity, and it was all type of slew of garbage. And with whoever's the prosecutor has to fight in this appeal court.
You about it. Do you think that they are going to subpoena J-Lo, Justin Bieber, Usher, these high-profile celebrities? Do you think and I'll ask you that, and do you think they may work out deals with other people, perhaps high-profile individuals, to testify against Diddy? Again, he hasn't been charged with anything. I want to make that clear. But I'm talking hypothetically in an investigation. Are those two realistic possibilities?
I think prosecutors will talk to anyone they think has relevant information. Now, that doesn't mean they'll start with a subpoena. It usually starts with a reach out to see if someone will voluntarily speak to you. If that doesn't work and the prosecutors and agents think that the person really has relevant information, then their status as a celebrity is not going to stop them from getting subpoenaed and potentially having to testify.
Imagine that. All right. Nadia Shihata, thank you so much for coming on. Great work.
And that's the woman, this right here is the woman the prosecutor, who has convicted R. Kelly, who has won against R. Kelly. And then she's not going to face R. Kelly again because she was funded by the taxpayers' dollars. All right, the first time. The second time, you facing Diddy. All right. The second time, you was not gonna win because you funded by the taxpayers' dollar, and it's another thing on Diddy, just to get out. Diddy was spotted. Like, let's get into this. Diddy was spotted by, I guess, a day or two ago. Let's get into this. I'm just going. Somebody just sent me this video. Appreciate it.
Probe. Sean Diddy Combs is being spotted out and about in South Florida. CBS News May's Nakai Carrero.
Dang, P. Diddy is being spotted out?
Is showing us where Diddy has been. After his homes were raided on Monday, Sean Diddy Combs has been keeping a low profile. But since Thursday, the Bad Boy Records founder has been spotted out with friends and family here in South Florida.
Down here at Pura Vida by my pad, run into the man right here. What's up? Miami's like that. It's a movie.
This is celebrity fitness coach Wes Watson. He posted this video on Instagram at the health food spot Pura Vida. In the video, you see Diddy along with music producer and reality TV star Stevie J. Stevie J being...
Wow. Oh, God. He was Stevie J. Oh, my gosh. He was Stevie J. That's the same. Okay, so Stevie J and 50 Cent got beef. For him saying, hold on, I gotta cry. Hold on, y'all. I gotta. Oh my God. Oh man. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Hold on. I'm gonna get the direct Stevie J. Oh, I gotta play this real fast.
Whatever someone does in their
Now Stevie J has been accused by 50 Cent for having sexual relations. And now, just a day ago, he's been spotted with P. Diddy, like right by P. Diddy's side. Now, hold up. TMZ. Now, this TMZ right here. Give me 15 seconds. And I'll be right back with, hold on. I'm gonna let this play. When I get back. I can't believe it. Right back at y'all. I can't believe it. Now, I had to take a little What's good, Audra M? Casey McDaniel, if I'm pronouncing that right. What's up? Keep on commenting. Hold on. Look. He seen with Stevie. He seen right with Stevie J. That's suspect. That's not suspect right there. Hold on.
Bedroom, that's what they do. I don't got nothing to do with that. I'm just here to say that I've never seen my man doing anything foul like they talking about.
None of it. All of it. I mean, you know.
I've never seen it. I've known him for 29 years. And then it's like with guys like 50, you know what I'm saying? Like Uncle Tom cats like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like you want to put me. I don't know if y'all saw the post where 50 posted about me. Of course, you guys.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah. I mean, 50 has been going after Diddy and everybody associated with him for months now, ever since the Cassie lawsuit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But you know, you can't brush under the rug. I don't see anybody reporting about what Tatted Up Holly said about him beating her up and about, you know what I'm saying?
I can't play this whole video because I don't want nobody taking me down for copyright. But man, he is seen right here with P. Diddy. Why is P. Diddy with Stevie J? And it had rumored that P. Diddy and Stevie J had something going on. So why is P. Diddy and Stevie J together?
One of the people named in the more than 90-page lawsuit from music producer Rodney Little Rod Jones, which claims both men were grooming Jones into doing sex acts he didn't.
Oh, so Stevie J and P. Diddy is P. Diddy gonna be get so? Oh, I'm sorry. Is Stevie J? Is he looking at charges too? Is he part of this enterprise they putting together for a RICO charge?
Not want to participate in. This is the third reported sighting of the music mogul since Thursday. He was spotted Thursday evening at a Miami-Dade Topgolf with his teenage twin daughters. Another video shared with us from Only in Dade shows Diddy riding his bike in his Star Island neighborhood. He's the one on the left talking with two other people on bicycles. Jones is asking for $30 million in damages. Diddy's legal team has continuously denied all the allegations in the lawsuit. This latest lawsuit is the fifth one against Combs in the last 6 months. In Miami, Nakaya Carrero, CBS News, Miami.
Wow. So now you got, so Stevie J is riding with Diddy, which is Diddy's boy. And 50 Cent is part of the problem. 50 Cent give feds the ammunition to pull the trigger. I mean, I'm getting that from some of y'all. Is P. Diddy is P. Diddy and 50 Cent? I'm not 50 Cent, but is they trying to get Stevie J caught up in this federal enterprise, the RICO, which could be the case. How is that? Like, so you will want a slew of people. And the feds already have the video. They already got their case in which they was discussing and planning with the prosecution on how to convict Diddy. So the feds already know. They've been watching everybody. They know what Stevie J do in and out. They got it on video. Who are they going to pin it on? Who are they going to go at? This is a lot of stuff, y'all. If they gonna try to go after Mace and they going back. They going back. Mace think he's safe. That's why he turned to a pastor to not. I mean, they going back, and this is the thing about it. They going back, and the celebrities who's making fun of Diddy right now, they are going to be considered in a RICO charge. They are going to be considered in the RICO charge. Everybody who have been against P. Diddy. Let me show y'all some more stuff on P. Diddy. What they trying to get on P. Diddy. See, this is another thing they're not just trying to get sexual underage minors on P. Diddy. They are trying to pin murders on P. Diddy. Let me repeat that. They are not just trying to get sexual allegations, because that's not enough to put him in jail for life. They are trying to pin murders on P. Diddy. Watch this.
And even threatens Shine as well. He then does the unthinkable. He grabs for his waistband and all hell breaks loose. Shots ring out and everyone runs outside the club. 3 people were injured in the incident, but thankfully everyone made it. But here's where things get interesting. In typical New York fashion, Scar went straight to the police. He told them that both Puff and Shine targeted him. So the next morning, Sean and Shine were both arrested. Could this be the incident that finally takes Puff down? Puff hired the 2 best lawyers in America, Johnny Cochran and Ben Brofman. But of course, Bad Boy did not provide a good lawyer for Shine. Either way, both of them were facing major time in New York prison. So here's how it went. For Puffy, his amazing lawyers worked hard and he was found not guilty on any charges. For Shine though, his case went completely differently.
I did that to point this out. The shootings, they are reopening that. What happened to Puff's kid's mother? Let's look into that. Let's look at that. Kim Porter. What happened to Kim Porter? Hold on. What happened to Kim Porter? I told y'all, it ain't just about it's not just about Diddy's involvement with sexual activities and kidnapping and all that other type of stuff. No. Because you ain't gonna get a life conviction out of that. No. They want to get P. Diddy with murders too. And guess what? Kim Porter is on the radar.
Staying off my social devices. It's too much clowning and buffooning.
You know, when Kim was alive, praying with them, doing whatever he had to do.
Diddy has seen a sudden change in the demeanor of the twins since the nanny was put in place.
I told you can't trust these. Puffy done killed Tupac, man.
That the babysitter was fired because she told Diddy that she was pregnant.
So apparently, Diddy sacked his twins' nanny for getting pregnant outside of her marriage. And in a bizarre turn of events, the nanny launched a wrongful termination lawsuit against Puffy. Diddy must have indeed wronged that ex-nanny who came forward to expose Diddy, and karma is also doing its job.
But it doesn't seem like the nanny's the only person to have information that P. Diddy wants to keep under wraps, because supposedly Kim Porter's stylist also has been wanting to speak out about P. Diddy and him getting with men, which...
See, all of this stuff. Now, you got Kim Porter's death. You unlike R. Kelly. Let me just wrap this all up in one. Unlike R. Kelly, you have deaths, mysterious deaths, right? See, R. Kelly didn't have no deaths. Because when it's a death involved, oh no, it ain't no getting out. It ain't no appeals. It ain't no nothing. The appeal, the public. No. R. Kelly didn't involve any deaths. And that's the difference between him and P. Diddy. It didn't involve any deaths. Kim Porter. Man, y'all don't think the feds was looking into that and is gonna try to bring this into the front for to try to convict him of a massive enterprise, but not only underage people that he was, or sex trafficking. We talking about murder too. They trying to get him with all that. They trying to get him with everything. And that's the difference. Like I said, and I'm going to continue this live. I appreciate everybody for joining. Dang. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit the notifications. If you with Mad Pill, please share this. Hit that one in the chat for all my people in the chat. Where y'all from? Where you from? We got people joining from everywhere who join Mad Pill. We would love everybody to feel welcome. into commenting, but into also joining. If you want to join, if you want me to hit the link in the comment section, by all means. But we're gonna continue this. We got, and if you think that P. Diddy is guilty, or you fighting for P. Diddy like R. Kelly, because like I said, P. Diddy don't have the support that R. Kelly has. Because people simply do not care about P. Diddy's music compared to R. Kelly music. R. Kelly, he changed the world with his music. And you can't have the and P. Diddy, he just was just looked at as a dancer, and you know, I Suge Knight clowned him on the Source Awards. To me, and most people looked at P. Diddy like, that's why most people don't respect him. And that's why P. Diddy don't get the proper, I guess, justice. It's when people, as people being behind him, because P. Diddy looked at as a clown, as he dancing all in the videos, and P. Diddy just known for, it's just not being original, and P. Diddy just he just looked out at just being a clown. Nobody respects P. Diddy. His creativity. Nobody respects Diddy. And that's why his case may be looked at as unfair. R. Kelly touched our hearts. But P. Diddy, he didn't do nothing for us, really. That's why we really don't care about P. Diddy like we do R. Kelly. And we did not fight for P. Diddy. We ain't fighting for P. Diddy like we fighting for R. Kelly. The black community, you know. And that's why R. Kelly is much more praised than P. Diddy. And like I said, to the end all be all, R. Kelly is going to go free because of P. Diddy. P. Diddy is paving the way for R. Kelly to go free. The feds, when they've tried P. Diddy, they ain't gonna be focused on both cases. So this is R. Kelly's ticket out. And this is the loophole for R. Kelly. Jennifer Bonjean and her team knew this, that P. Diddy was being investigated for years. And this was the time to really push for an appeal for R. Kelly, and to get this appeal right now. See, and it's a race against time. You have to get the appeal right now. And they pushing, and they've been in court every week that they could be, that they've been pushing this case. for R. Kelly because they knew that this was a small window. And let me tell y'all something. The attorneys, yeah, they knew who's being investigated even before they being investigated. They knew that P. Diddy was being investigated. They knew that the only window of opportunity to really get R. Kelly free is to push for the time when P. Diddy is being investigated. And the money, the feds don't want to spend the taxpayers' money. The taxpayers' money in both cases is going to exhaust the taxpayers' funds. And it's going to cause controversy. So you gotta choose either to let R. Kelly be free or to convict P. Diddy. And they rather convict P. Diddy. P. Diddy is the bigger fish in this case. They got R. Kelly for all he got. They did all the silver suits and confiscated the victims. They confiscated all the victims for the rest of their lives, regardless of what. Because when OJ got convicted, it was a separate civil suit. But in a separate civil suit, they convicted OJ Simpson, which he had to pay the family for the rest of his life. So regardless of what, the family is going to be vindicated for the rest of their life. And when R. Kelly is in jail, the family can't be vindicated. So when R. Kelly gets out and make more music, he's going to make more money so the family can be vindicated. And like I said, and this is with the cases with R. Kelly and P. Diddy makes sense. R. Kelly is going to go free while P. Diddy goes to jail. I appreciate everybody for joining tonight. We'll be back. Hey, send me videos, y'all. Send me videos to my inbox. If you want to know where to send them to, just hit that in the comment section where to send them to. I'll put in the comment sections to all the sources to send them to. I appreciate everybody for joining. Like the comments. Y'all keep on commenting, asking questions. You're part of the family Mad Pill. We will be back. Stay low. That's why it's important to hit those notifications. Hit those notifications so you know when I'm going live again. Thank y'all for joining. Keep on commenting. Appreciate everybody. I am out. Peace. Thank y'all. We are out.